Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Behold Castle Xanadu, built atop a still-functioning alien base constructed millions of years ago in the savage land at the center of the Earth. It is from this hidden base that I plan to invade and conquer the surface world with my army of giant robots. Yet, while I gather strength here and make preparations to rule all humanity, it turns out pop culture is under assault from all sides, and if I fail to save it, nothing worthwhile will be left for me to conquer. And thus, as I prepare my invasion, I also fight Hollywood for the future of mankind. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and today I come to you with more information about why Warner Brothers decided to dismiss Henry Cavill from the role of Superman moving forward in the DCU. Information that confirms what I previously reported, but gives another key element of why Warner Brothers thought it best to move forward with the DCU without Cavill's participation. And I warn you right now, this information is going to really piss some of you off. This explanation I'm about to share with you makes a lot of sense. It's a key part of the picture I was missing when I made my last video about the situation with Cavill and Warner Brothers, and while I understand the decision, I still feel uneasy about it. You'll be able to make up your own minds about this in a moment, but let me say in advance, I got this from what I understand to be a source with major connections inside Warner Brothers Discovery, and I can tell you, you won't want to miss this.
I'm still pretty unhappy about this, Doomcock. Cavill is a great guy who keeps getting screwed on project after project. Zaslav gave him the okay to go ahead and announce on his Instagram back in October that he was putting on the cape as Superman again. Then Warner Brothers Discovery just pulls the rug right out from under him and boom! They fire Cavill and hang him out to dry.
Yes, Harvey Cthulhu. This was an enormously unpopular decision among fans who widely regard Henry Cavill to be the best Superman since Christopher Reeve's back in 1978. Personally, I feel that we never really got to see how good Cavill could be in the role because the scripts he was working with were not all that great. Nevertheless, a wide number of fans consider Henry Cavill to be the best Superman, period. I can certainly say from my perspective that I'm a huge fan of Cavill's. I think he's an excellent actor who brings something special to every role he does, but even more to the point, Henry Cavill is one of us. He does projects like Superman, The Witcher, Man from U.N.C.L.E., not for the money, but because he's a fan of the material. He left The Witcher because he was dismayed that the showrunner was veering away from fidelity to the source material in favor of promoting intersectional feminism and sidelining Geralt of Rivia to focus on Ciri, Yennefer, and all the other whammon folk of that world. Now, Henry Cavill had been fighting with the showrunners for quite some time now, according to rumors I've been told, advocating more adherence to Witcher lore and more faithfulness to the source material and more respect for Geralt and Roach in the scripts. Remember that before the start of Season 2, Henry Cavill sounded the alarm for fans in an interview, stating that Geralt would not be the main focus of Season 2, but instead it was about to become an ensemble show, with Geralt no longer being the main character, but sharing the spotlight much more evenly with Yennefer and the other ladies of the cast, something clearly out of line with the original Witcher novels and games. Since the source material is what drew Henry Cavill to the project in the first place, once it became clear that things on set were getting worse, not better, Cavill bailed on The Witcher and moved on to Superman. And then he got thrown under the bus on that project. Cavill sent out a very heartbreaking, very classy message announcing he was not putting on the cape again to his fans, and immediately the hashtag #FireJamesGunn was trending on Twitter as angry fans grabbed torches and pitchforks and took to the streets, blaming Gunn for stabbing Cavill in the back. But was it actually Gunn's fault, or were there other considerations at play?
Well, if it was not Gunn's doing, then Zaslav did him a great disservice, announcing this move so early in Gunn's tenure as head of the DCU, making it seem as if it was a creative decision of Gunn's to get rid of Henry Cavill, thus undermining the man before he had a chance to begin. But come, Doomcock, tell us what you have learned.
Very well, O Skull of Calderon. For background, here is what I reported in my earlier video. My source claims, quote, "This move is from Zaslav, and the reason it happened is at the feet of Ben Affleck. Allegedly, about 3 weeks ago, Ben started trying to back out of the Batman role. This made Zaslav very angry. Then Black Adam flopped, and the fact Cavill was in it didn't help. Zaslav was very disappointed. Add to that, Aquaman is on its 4th reshoot. Then the Patty Jenkins debacle happened, and Zaslav called Gunn in and told him, 'I'm done with this. We are resetting the whole DCU. I want new actors for everybody.' The source claims that Cavill was told after this meeting there was no hard feelings, everyone is still on good terms," unquote. Now, thanks to my Hollywood spies, I have more to report on this. At this point, I must state that the information I'm about to present to you is information provided to me by a source claiming knowledge of the situation at Warner Bros. Discovery, but since I cannot personally verify this information, I must present it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. My Hollywood spies contacted me and told me that they had a meeting with a highly placed source inside Warner Bros. Discovery, and this is what they were told, quote, "Firing Henry Cavill was Zaslav's call, to be perfectly honest. Gunn wanted a reboot of the DCU, but with Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck. What you guys were told was true, but it was missing one more piece of the puzzle. The trigger point for Zaslav was the fact the Snyder fans either were unwilling to let go of the Snyderverse or were trying to keep pressure up to continue it. Zaslav wants a new chapter, and he decided that as long as there's anything that could be considered Snyder, those fans wouldn't let it go. Gunn wanted Cavill. Gunn talked Zaslav into putting him in Black Adam, but unfortunately, things didn't work out," unquote.
So what the actual fuck is Warner Brothers' problem with the Snyderverse? If fans are happy with it, why have they historically been so hell-bent on getting out of it? Getting them to release the Justice League Snyder Cut was like pulling teeth, but when they finally did, it was a huge success.
I know, Harvey. While I was not much of a Snyderverse fan before seeing the Snyder Cut, once I did finally get to see it, I was blown away. And personally, I really wanted to see what Snyder had in mind for the sequel. I wanted a conclusion to that Darkseid storyline and see the resolution of that future scene they gave us a glimpse of. But alas, it was not meant to be, it seems. I was disappointed by that because it seemed to me with the Snyder Cut, he had finally hit his stride and found the right balance with the cast, found a way to integrate his darker version of the DCU with a sense of humor and a bit of fun thrown in with the epic scope of the film. Alas, it seems we will not ever get to see that conclusion made. Gunn knew Zaslav wanted a reboot, which is why Gunn was brought in. But that said, Gunn wanted to work with Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck in remaking the DCU, a move that I think could have eased Snyder fans into this new iteration of the DCU. At the very least, I think Zaslav should have done a final Snyderverse movie to go ahead and wrap everything up before moving forward. At any rate, from what I'm hearing, even though this is a rumor, it's a rumor that makes a lot of sense. It's really sad that James Gunn had the perfect cast for his reboot, but will have to soldier on without those wonderful actors just because Warner Bros. Discovery views the Snyderverse as a thorn in its paw, and has since the latter days of Hamada's tenure as head of the DCU. Why this is, I have no idea, but I do want to end this video with some good news about Henry Cavill. According to Yahoo News, quote, on Friday, Amazon Studios announced that it has secured global rights to Warhammer 40K, a popular miniature tabletop game from Games Workshop, with Cavill set to star in a movie and TV show based on the dark and futuristic warfare game. He will also serve as an executive producer. According to Amazon, the agreement includes the rights to the Warhammer universe across TV series, film, and likely games and animation. Gushing over his new role, Cavill shared his excitement Friday on Instagram, writing, "For 30 years I have dreamt of seeing a Warhammer universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skill set and experience to guide a Warhammer cinematic universe into life. To all of you Warhammer fans out there, I promise to respect this IP that we love. I promise to bring you something familiar, and I endeavor to bring you something fantastic that is, as of yet, unseen," unquote. And so, once again we see Henry Cavill is one of us. He is a fan of the source material for the projects he does, and we can all rest assured that Superman's loss is Warhammer 40K's gain. I can't wait to see what Cavill does, but whatever it is, I know it will be brilliant and presented with love and respect. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.